Welcome to Digital Asset News. Take the top stories in cryptocurrency and digital assets and break them down into bite-sized pieces. So today, just like the thumbnail suggests, I am broke. And I am broke, but it is in a good way. And we're going to talk about why that happened. And we're also going to talk about the decisions behind what actually transpired. So first up, Rich Dad Poor Dad's Robert Kiyosaki urges crypto investors to buy the dip, says stop whining and take action. And this is one of the reasons why I'm broke. Secondly, we're going to take a look at how users massively withdraw Bitcoin from exchanges. And if you know anything about that, it's mostly bullish. We're going to talk about why that is so bullish now. And finally, I'm going to talk to you real quick about a little change in my strategy as time marches on. And this last dip really showed me exactly what I should be doing. And we're going to talk about staking as far as crypto and how I think it's going to really change everything for me and maybe something to for you to think about on today's episode. So we'll go over all those things, but first let's take a look at what's going on in the market. So congratulations, we did it. Basically what it comes down to is this. We were down to around 1.28, 1.31 trillion market cap, and today we're up 21%. 21% in 24 hours for a almost a multi-trillion-dollar market cap, which we saw a 50% decrease, 35 to 50%, somewhere around there, and it was quite a retracement. But again, what goes down sometimes will go up, and what goes up will inevitably come down. And these are the things that we talk about. And I have been talking about this on the channel for a long time. A lot of different people on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram are saying the same thing. And everybody talks about, well, this time it's different. It's not different. It's the same thing going round and round again. We're going to talk about why. So 1.6 trillion. And over the last 2 weeks or so, I've been putting so much money into cryptocurrency. I just looked at my balance, and actually for my bank account that I take out for crypto, it actually went in the negative. And it actually had to back me up on my linked credit card. And that's why I say I'm broke, because I'm broke. I'm broke because I'm getting into this market, and I believe in it so much that I'm willing to take those risks to see some massive returns in 3 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And that's where I stand. Now, I am not a financial advisor. This is just financial opinion. And I am just one stop in the many people you should take a look at to do your own research. But this is what I did. So Bitcoin is up to 37.6. And I'm not going to go on the prices. Let's just go as far as like the percentage increases. 17% a day. Ethereum, almost 40%. Binance Coin, 42%. Cardano, 32%. Dogecoin. Everything is up massively. 45% for Polkadot. Man, I'm glad I picked that up. 112% for Matic. Got a little bit of that on the sidelines. 40% for Stellar. Everything, 50% for VeChain. Also bought some of that. Theta also bought some of that, 27%. Actually, in all honesty, the top, 20, 30 or so, I bought a lot of that. And because it just only made sense to me to buy these dips. And I know people, we're going to talk about, Richard Kiyosaki kind of ragging on people, but really it comes down to this. Everybody talks a good game until it's time to put up or shut up. And they just sometimes just can't do it. And on this channel, I try to do the things that I say I'm going to do. So when I talk about buying the dip, we've had 3 big dips over the last 2 to 3 weeks. And I had no problems buying the first one. The second one, I was like another one, geez. And this last one, it just was such a massive dip. You can just take a look at the charts on the right-hand side. And I was using Voyager, and Voyager, I had to do an update with the device, but no big deal. And I bought a lot. All I had to do was just take a look at the left-hand side and say, what's down big time? And it was like Avalanche was down big time, Ethereum was down big time, Bitcoin. It was just like, I'm like, why wouldn't I do this? Is it, what has changed? Has anything really changed fundamentally? Did someone come out and say, hey, Satoshi Nakamoto is some big gold bug or something like that? Has there been a hack? Has there been something crazy? Yeah, China came out and said, we're going to ban, or we're going to disrupt cryptocurrency. But in reality, who cares? China's dead. I mean, they're for as far as like cryptocurrency, they're done. They're not going to do it. Let them go. So we lost 1.4 billion people to crypto. Guess what? There's 5.5 billion people left. I just don't care. And if they're going to want to, you know, put their head in the sand, go ahead and do it. I really don't give a, I just don't care. So to me, when I take a look at this, I'm like, well, is this something that's a little bit different? A little bit, because in one day we lost, what was it, 40% in one day. And when we take a look at corrections over the last bull run, yeah, we see about 40%. But look at these time frames. You're looking at like a month or so. I mean, this last one here, June through July, about a month or so. 3 weeks here, 2 weeks here. So when we go back and we take a look at it, and for everybody who did what they said they were going to do, which is buy the dip, congratulations, because really, this is just one more notch in the belt to where we can say, hey, went down 40% a day or 50% or whatever it was, and didn't shake me, and I bought the dips, and now I'm up massively. So I just felt like it was the right thing to do. I could have been wrong, but worked out okay. So again, when you take a look at the next opportunity that you have for these dips, really take a look at what has happened in the past and go, you know what? I think this is not a bad play. So this is a nice little story, and it's just kind of gets into that mindset. So Rich Dad Poor Dad Kiyosaki, urges crypto investors to buy the dip, says stop whining and take action. I can't really say it any better. I mean, Robert's saying it. So, and also, if you like these types of stories and things like that, follow me over on Twitter, because I get to be a little bit more, not so plain Jane like I am on YouTube. And I get more of my opinions out a little bit faster, and you can really just get the whole brunt. So it's at News Asset, link in the description. You can find me on Twitter. So Robert Kiyosaki says, I hear I can't afford Bitcoin. Bitcoin is crashing. Good news. Now's your chance. Get educated. Buy coins that outperform Bitcoin for pennies. I'll give that in a second. Stop whining and take action. And Robert Kiyosaki is an interesting individual. Well, you know, he is what he is. But he's one of the first ones that got me into real estate and property, because he talks about the big difference between assets, owning assets. And before him, I just, you know, I thought, you know, houses, liabilities, how does that work out? An asset and gold and silver. I own gold, silver, and Bitcoin. And it makes total sense to what he's talking about. And to me, to be out of fiat but have things into different assets, especially asymmetrical opportunities like a Bitcoin, like a Cardano, like an Ethereum, like a VeChain, like a Avalanche, like a World Mobile Token. I mean, these types of things, I'm like, I'm not going to find these opportunities anywhere else. And then to finish up with the article, he says, remember, the problem is not Elon Musk or Bitcoin. That's not the problem. The problems are the Fed, the Treasury, and Biden. Gold, silver, and Bitcoin are the solutions. You can look at your politicians and say they are the problem, but in honesty, the way I look at them is just, it's an opportunity. So like when the Fed goes and prints trillions of dollars, I'm like, well, thanks for that free publicity. When Biden comes out and says, you know what, we're going to tax the living heck out of you, and you know, change your tax rates from 20% in long-term capital gains to 39.6%. To me, that is just an opportunity to talk about the things that I really want to do, Puerto Rico being one of those things, and then maybe doing some other stuff, which I'll get to in a second. So just don't look at like these things as like, you know, really just awful. Just look at them all as opportunities. Like that dip yesterday, people were freaking out a couple days ago. And guess what? They're just opportunities. You just got to see where the opportunities are around. There's opportunities everywhere. I see so many opportunities out there these days. It just blows my mind. So this is just a piece of the pie, and just reminds you that, hey, if you weren't able to buy the dip yesterday because you got a little, you know, frightened, no big deal. Just from now on, when you see these dips, these massive things, remember, nothing really changes. It is what it is. So these are the times to really dig in and be like, wow, I just, you know, I did what I was supposed to do. I bought these dips. Now I'm up 25% in 24 hours. Not a bad day. Let me know your thing in the comments section. Let's move on to just this next piece, which let's go over real quick, is that users are withdrawing Bitcoin from exchanges. And the whole article can be summed up in this image. That's all we really care about. So let me just blow this up so you can see what I'm saying. So when individuals start to take their Bitcoin from an exchange and move it off the exchange into cold storage, that means they're not going to sell anytime soon. Once they do the exact opposite, they take a lot of their crypto, stick it onto exchanges. That means that's their off ramp and they're going to sell like crazy. Well, so you can see what happened over here in March 2020, which is when that black swan event, when Bitcoin went to like 5,000, the smart money bought like crazy and they moved off. And now look what they're doing again. It's the same thing, just going right back up. So if you can find any solace in not only the price action itself, but just to take a look at what's going on behind the scenes, is what people are doing, and a lot of people are doing. They're moving things off the exchanges, and they're just going to hold on to it for a long time. And that means that when you have more demand but less supply, that means that usually there's a big price increase. And now that's up to you to decide what you want to do. Again, your goals are not my goals. And that's just how it works. So if you think like this is going to be great for me, maybe take something to look at. So that's just what's going on in that piece. And then the last thing I want to talk to you about is a thing I think that's going to really change my whole strategy moving forward. I was big into exit strategies, and I still am. I'm still going to sell a lot of my altcoins at the end of this bull run. I still think the bull run's happening. I still think we're going to go deep. October, November, December, maybe even January, not for sure, but I'm going to $1 cost in and $1 cost out. And I'm still going to sell, but I think I'm going to hang on to certain cryptos that give me passive income, which are the ones that I like as far as like staking. And you can do traditional staking, and you can also do the things where like you put on a Celsius, you put on a Voyager, and you gain yield just on that. You can do those types of things. There's so many opportunities that weren't around in 2017, and now I see something that could really change things. That is staking. So this is a website called stakingrewards.com, and it says the top 10 crypto assets by staked value. Just so you know, Cardano. Pull this up. As you can see here, the amount of total staked right here, 74%. 74% of all Cardano is staked. Polkadot, 63% is staked, and that's usually on a bunch of exchanges. I believe Kraken is one of them. You can stake your Polkadot. Voyager as well, that type of thing. Ethereum 2.0. Is only staked at 4%, which is kind of crazy. Only 4% is staked for Ethereum. That's the price. But again, I think with Ethereum 2.0, whenever it comes out, could be very big. But remember, when you stake Ethereum, you got to have 32, and you have to wait until Ethereum 2.0 actually rolls out, which could be 6 months. It could be a month or a year and some change. Who knows? Solana, 68% staked. The price is $29. Rewards are 10%. And this is the big thing. Cardano, 7%, 10%. Algorand, 5%. Avalanche, 10%. 75% is staked in Avalanche. Jeez. USD Coin, so on and so forth. So when I take a look at this and I'm like, I could sell my crypto, but then I'm not going to get these stake rewards. And even if like for me personally, and we're going to go over this in the middle of the year price prediction video, which I did one on January 7th, and I really was conservative. I'm still conservative, but I said Cardano could go to like around $3, $3 to $5. Now I'm thinking it could go somewhere around $7. So let's just say it goes up to 7, and then maybe it drops back down to 250 or 3 at the end. Well, that's still pretty good. I mean, I can get 7%, 6%. I think that reward number is a little bit high, depending on where you go to. And then Polkadot, I'm going to be staking that as well. Ethereum. So, I mean, all these different things. Passive income could be massive, so maybe I won't be selling so much. And that leads me to my next 2 points, which is if you're looking to stake your Cardano, just go over to Digital Asset News, this sign that's been spinning above my head, danteachescrypto.com. It's 100% free. And when you go there, this ADA staking at the very top, once you click on that, it'll show you a video of how to do things. As far as like staking with DNews, how it actually works. We have 2 stake pools. And then just so you know, the industry average is 4 to 6%. So the saturation level, we've got 2 of them. We're about halfway saturated on both of them. So you can, it's very easy to actually do it and pick either one. It doesn't matter. You can take a look at our stats right here where it says DNews 1, click here or click here. It'll show you that on DNews 1, we're averaging around lifetime 4.85. Again, the average is 4 to 6%. Monthly, you're looking at 4.6 for last one, not too bad. And then DNews 2, we're averaging out as almost 5.2% and 5.0. And again, what we do with every epic which is every 5 days. We actually take 100 ADA and make loans out to Kiva for people around the planet, for people who are underserved, unbanked, and just recently, just today, we gave to Omar from Panama. It's a loan to help him plant ginger, providing economic opportunities. Fatuma in Uganda helps her to buy charcoal for her business. And then Rubiella in Panama again to help plant cocoyam. And we just loan those out. And what's great about it is that they actually, over time, they loan back to, or they pay it back. And you can just keep loaning and loaning. That's the whole plan for the DNews team. And you can find a link in the description for Kiva, join the team, and you can make these micro loans. And that's the whole thing. And then lastly, I will say about this is that for different staking, there's different opportunities that have been coming up. And on this channel, I don't talk a lot about new projects because I get hit up about 20 to 30 projects every week. And I don't talk about any of them because I think they're all, me and my system, we take a look at all of them, and so far none have been good. The only ones that I've been taking a look at is Silo and World Mobile Token. And this one, we did a video with Mickey Watkins. He's a CEO, and we just sat down with him. We did it over on Digital Asset News Clips. You can find it over on Dan Clips. Just do a search, Dan Clips. This is the first video that comes up, Digital Asset News Clips. It's the one of the most popular ones. Or you can go to Dan Teaches Crypto and look in Chapter 4. We do, of course, it's a 100% free website. And you can just take the review there or take a look at what we did there. But just so you know, World Mobile Token, there's two pieces to it, and which makes it very interesting. They're trying to bring, first of all, they're the ones that partnered with Cardano to bring telecommunications to sub-Saharan Africa. And they were the ones where they talked about, well, there's going to be this digital ID and telecommunications. That's World Mobile Token. And they've been doing this they've been giving this off the ground for years. They had a case study, Tanzanian village. And as this little video plays, I just want to show you there's two parts. There's the infrastructure and there's the blockchain. This infrastructure right here, if you can see on the hut, there are these solar panels. And what they're raising right now is the actual mesh network, which is like the air network that they actually put in to make it actually give them telecommunications, actual mobile service, and internet service throughout the entire village. So that's the first part. Who pays for that? World Mobile Token does. And we talk about why they do it and what they're doing. They're bringing this last mile to it's going to be over 4 billion people in a $1 trillion telecommunications market. That is ripe, I think, for what is needed right here. So they're going to do, that's the infrastructure part. And then the blockchain part is the World Mobile Token. And we cover that again in the video. You can check it out. So right now, you can't buy the tokens. Hopefully sometime in June is when they are going to go on sale. I am in America, so I can't do much with that. But I've been trying to get with them, and I've been talking with them, and I'm going to be one of their advisors to help them actually push this message out. So you're going to see me talk about it a lot. Because look, this type of thing, for me, it's a no-brainer. You can do good and you can do well. You can do good for all these people that need not only digital ID, but can need cellular service, internet service. They can need education, healthcare, and financial services, all the way through infrastructure plus a token, and bring them together. And it's right on the ground. And we talk about the team. And, I'm always talking about, if you're going to invest in anything, invest into a team, dynamite team. And I see this as between us, this is a long-term play. I will be here for years to come because I believe in what they're going to do. I think this is a 5-year play. And if you're like, wow, that seems like a long time, just know this, that once this actually goes on, we can actually, people can actually get into it. Here's the early staking rewards. They actually gave this to me today. I thought I could just share it with everybody right now so they can actually understand what's going on. So it's a 6-month operation for the token generation event. So when this happens in June, so we're almost at the end of May, and they're going to have a mainnet launch, which is going to be in Q4 of this year. And just so you know, the reason I'm also excited about it is it's built entirely on the Cardano blockchain. So when people say, well, Cardano is just a ghost chain, it's not really doing anything. Well, here you go. here's a great example of real world utility of what's going to actually happen. So early staking rewards, there's 3 types. Earth node operators, which I'm going to, that'd be great. Number of tokens, for 20 million, time of distribution is after 6 months. There's a public sale, and that's 20 million every threshold reach. We'll get in that. And private sale pool is 10 million monthly. So here's the early staking reward. So that's always, again, to get in early is probably the best one. So for Earth nodes, and you need 100,000 tokens to be an Earth node operator. The first to fifth of those, you're going to get the tokens required is 100,000, and you're going to get 15,000 as far as like tokens back. So which means over 6 months, and you have to put it in for 6 months to get this reward. You can do less, but you don't get as many. You'll get 94,000 tokens. So in 6 months, you put in 100,000. In 6 months, you get 94,000. Not too shabby. 6 through 10, it drops off a little bit. 11 through 20th, and these are just all the Earth nodes, which need 100,000. But let's say you want to do just a public sale for staking. Okay, well, stakers earn rewards if they hold their token for a minimum of 30 days following the token release. And during these 30 days, a participant must hold a minimum balance of their staked amount at the snapshot. So only 30 days, not too bad. And you have to hold that. They take a snapshot at the very end. After 30 days, they go, great, you held it in there. Here is the rewards. And each time a threshold is reached, a snapshot of the address is taken. Suppose, and then here's the thing, for these thresholds, which are right here. So the tokens released, after 500,000 tokens are actually staked, then they're going to release 45,000. After 2 million, 91,000. After another 2 million, 183,000, 5, 10, 20, and they just kind of roll off into it. So as this goes on, if they don't hit that threshold, then 15% goes back to the people who are actually staking. So let's say we only get like 5 million, then it goes back to everybody who's staking. So again, they want to have people in this process. They want to have people staking. I think it's going to be pretty big. And then early staking rewards for the public sale, not the private sale, the public sale. So let's say you put in 1,000, just 1,000 tokens. After time frame, every 30 days, let's see, I want to tell 100 million tokens are staked. So the number of tokens, you put in 1,000, you get 92. Then after that, it goes right back into the rewards because you're going to stake them for so long. And 1,092, you get another 100. So after each one of these, let's see, this is 500 million, 100 million, 200 million, I don't know, 20 million. So everything just kind of rolls together, and it keeps getting added to your number of tokens. So if you put in 1,000, at the very end, you'll have 2015. So you're going to double again. And that's just for the public sale. And then lastly, to finish up, private sale, there's 10 million tokens allocated to private sale participants. Private sale participants will be locked for 9 months following the sale. So they can't just rug pull. And then watch the video that we talked about, because it's going to be over a good amount of time, like either 5 or 10 years for things are actually locked up. And the private sale staking pool will operate for 6 months, and the rewards will be released monthly. These rewards will be unlocked, so on and so forth. Auto staking pool, 20 million. Tokens released per month, 1.6, and 10 million for the total rewards. So that's a lot for a private sale. But the reason why I talked about it is very simple. You can see that, in all honesty, when you want to get into something, it's usually the ones that get into it early and see the vision to get it off the ground. I can tell you from experience that just businesses, just to get things off the ground is the hardest part. And then to actually make them run, it gets a little bit easier as time goes on. But it's like taking care of a baby in the very beginning. You have to get everything working as best you can, and then you can kind of let things happen. So they're looking for a lot of things to happen, and I think it's a great project, actually. And again, on this channel, how many times do you hear me talk about any projects that are new outside the top 50, outside the top 100? It's rare. And this is the one that I'm going to go pretty heavy into because it checks the boxes for doing good and doing well. Anyhow, that's I know it went a little long, but a lot of great information today, and I want to just make sure everybody knew what the heck was going on. So first of all, if you made it this far, Thanks, I appreciate it. Go ahead and hit a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing. I think we talk about are time sensitive. And that's it for today. So thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one.